WAND News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. 7 current or former employees of Logan Correctional Center are facing accusations of sexual misconduct ranging from inappropriate comments to forced sex.
WAND's Deron Molen has been following these accusations and the lawsuits and criminal cases that have developed since.
Dawn, Sean, 2 former employees took plea deals in their custodial sexual misconduct cases, but 2 criminal cases and 3 civil suits still remain. One of them details disturbing allegations made against a Women and Family Services counselor. We are withholding the name of the alleged victim per her request. I spoke to the woman bringing these accusations forward, and she says she just wants accountability.
Few things are stronger than a mother's love. Not distance, not time, not even the bars of this prison.
He came to my door and asked me if I wanted him to call my daughter.
And with just one question from her prison counselor, Jane Doe says she was sucked into a cycle of sexual assault.
We went into the back classroom, and then he started asking me stuff about boyfriends or telling me that I was pretty and just stuff like that. So it switched right when we got alone. At first he kissed me and he was like, "Would you tell anybody if I kissed you?" And I was like, I don't know how to answer that. What kind of question is that?
What was your initial gut reaction when he first asked you that question and then leaned in to kiss you?
Kind of just shock. I don't know, in a way though, you're very vulnerable in that state, and it feels good for somebody to be like, "Oh, you're beautiful," and you know what I'm saying? So it's so confusing. He was also telling me that I would get in trouble too and stuff like that, so I wouldn't say anything. Even trying to get out of a situation like that, the people that you're gonna go to get out of that situation are the ones that are doing it.
What was going through your mind just day to day as you're just going about your day there at Logan?
I gotta do what I gotta do to call my kid. I have to do what I have to do to get by in this place.
What did those phone calls, those few minutes on the phone with your daughter, what did they mean to you while you were at Logan?
Everything, because the first 2 years I was in there, I didn't get to talk to her at all. He would even call and be like, "Oh, do you want to call your daughter?" Because I only had every other week, bi-weekly phone calls with them, and I was getting way more than that, so it was kind of using that as a tool to get me to where he wanted me to be.
Jane says her counselor continued to escalate the encounters and would touch himself while she was on the phone with her daughter. She says she endured all of it to keep hearing her daughter's voice once a week.
Did he ever take things a step further than that?
Yes.
How so?
I don't really know how to say that. I don't really want to get into details, but there was 3 occasions, as I can recall right this second, that were more than just kissing.
Did he try to force himself on you in any way?
Yes.
A lawsuit Jane filed through the Uptown People's Law Center in Chicago details those harrowing allegations. In it, Jane accuses her counselor of forcing her to perform oral sex and engage in sexual intercourse.
I even got moved to other housing units that he wasn't supposed to be the counselor. I was supposed to get transferred to a new counselor, and he somehow was still my counselor.
The Department of Corrections eventually transferred her to Decatur Correctional Center, a move Jane believes was done in retaliation for the allegations against her counselor. Now out of prison, she's fighting back against her alleged abuser and for the women still inside Logan Correctional Center who can't share their stories.
What does justice look like to you?
I would like for a sincere apology. I don't think that's going to happen. I would like for him to admit what he did and know that it was wrong.
Jane Doe also said she knew of at least 3 other inmates who had an intimate relationship with this counselor. We are also withholding the name of the counselor until we can independently verify there is a criminal or internal investigation into his conduct. WAND News reached out to Illinois State Police to confirm if there was an active investigation into this particular counselor. ISP declined to confirm that investigation, but did say its investigators are looking into Logan Correctional Center as a whole. In the studio, Deron Molen, WAND News.
Deron, thanks. And tonight, Governor Bruce Rauner telling WAND News he is aware of the lawsuits involving the Logan Correctional Facility. He says the situation is heartbreaking and hopes the truth comes out soon.
Whenever you have a large group of individuals, sometimes you'll have bad actors or people who behave in wrong ways. And I hope we get to the truth of the situation, and I hope that if there's been wrongdoing, that it's fully prosecuted.
Tune in tomorrow night. You'll hear from a guidance counselor about how sexual assault can affect victims for years to come.